Good morning. Wherever you may be on your journey of faith, discovery, community, and service, know that you are welcome within this community of All People's Church Unitarian Universalist. My name is Evelyn Thorne, and I am your co-celebrant for today's service, and in the pulpit is our minister, Lori King Nelson. Our worship theme for July and August is welcome and inclusion. We all know to welcome is a friendly greeting or a glad acceptance, but not everyone understands the scope of the word inclusion. Inclusion means the act of including someone or something or the state of being included. Welcome and inclusion is extremely important during these times when we live in an age where we are told to fear and hate those that look different from us. This is why it is so important that we support women, the neurodivergent, our BIPOC and LGBTQ+ communities, and those with disabilities, regardless if they are visible or not, more than ever. We're especially pleased to greet those who have not been here before. We welcome you and hope you feel the love and care that this beloved community has to offer. For more information about us, please utilize the QR code found on the back of the order of service for our social media platforms. Immediately after, please join us for potluck in Coleman Hall. If you haven't yet done so, please sign in at the visitors table by the front door, where you can be placed on our mailing list and receive our weekly emails and monthly newsletter. Now, please settle comfortably for our musical prelude.
Thank you so much for that. I want y'all to know that Misha is leaving for Colorado right after service today. So we want to wish him safe travels and a really wonderful time there. So every time I leave here from the church, I look out my windshield and all of those pine needles are just scattered across my car. And slowly but surely, as I'm driving home, one will shoot off this way and then shoot off that way. And I leave a trail of them all the way to my house. And it's only the ones that are stuck under the windshield wipers that actually make it home with me. And I pull those out and drop them. But we need to be that way too. That's how we need to be when we leave this building. We need to leave a little bit of goodness everywhere we go all day long. And I hope that today's service will help you find that. Come join us at this table. Whoever you are and whatever you are seeking, we welcome you.
We now invite you to rise in body or spirit for the chalice lighting, opening hymn, and spoken affirmation. Our chalice words are from our late minister emerita, Reverend Marjorie Montgomery. Are we okay with keeping these through August? Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the glories and the mysteries of this great gift. Please join now in singing our opening hymn for August, number 407, We're Gonna Sit at the Welcome Table. Our affirmation words are in the order of service and also projected on the screens. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with creation. Thus do we covenant with one another. Please be seated. The young and young at heart are now invited to come up to the front of the chancel for our time for all ages.
Hey, so isn't it great? We've all been admiring this outfit here. It's just amazing. So I want to tell y'all a story. Oh, I forgot something.
What?
I forgot my phone. I can't do this without my phone. No, really, I promise you I couldn't, because that's where my compass is. Like I had meant to buy a compass over the weekend, but my time management skills just weren't kicking in. So
Man, I could have, you should have told us. We have this old compass from our Dream SMP days, which I'm very embarrassed.
Oh, that would have been great. Yeah, next time I'll put out the call for somebody to just bring one. You know what that is, right? Right? North is which direction? That way, right. And south is that direction, right. So there was one time, a long time ago, when my family, my kids and I were hiking. And we were hiking through the redwoods in Northern California. And we dawdled around until way too late, and it started getting dark. And we thought we better get out of here. And so we started hiking real fast, and we still didn't make it. The sun went down, and there was no moon. It was very cloudy, and it was so dark we could hardly even see our feet. And right? Why didn't we bring a flashlight? That's exactly right. We were.
Phone on you? You could have used your phone's flash.
Well, we didn't have these back then in the dark ages.
Oh. I didn't know the time frame.
Right. Yeah, so this was like in 1986, I think.
That checks out.
No, maybe it was 1984. It was really early. It was another time. And so when we finally got to because we had to walk so slow to make sure that we didn't fall off the edge of the trail or that we didn't lose the trail altogether. But if we had had a compass, if we had just had a compass with us, we would have been able to get out of there much easier and find our way back to the car. Yes, with a flashlight so we could see. Well, that was the last time that happened to us. But you know, we have a lot of different compasses in our lives. Sometimes our family is our compass. Sometimes our friends are our compass. And sometimes our church family is our compass. And so I want you to think about the compass thing this week as you start preparing to go back to school. And they're not real compasses, but they look like compasses. And you can certainly have two. You can take several if you want. Are you ready? And then I also, yes, have a couple there. I also want y'all to put these on your bag. Will you tell them what it says? It's different on one side and the other.
You are so loved, and I am so loved.
Oh, whoop. There you go. And there you go. You can put it on your bag. Yeah. So anyone else who wants to come up and get a compass to hang on your bag. And I would also like Dean and Jacob, would y'all come up here? Because I think that we all want to say thank you for the care and love that y'all give these people around me, and how much we love you and appreciate each of you. So those are for your bags, and these are for your... We couldn't do it without you. You're helping to shape a generation.
They make it easy.
They're pretty darn good, aren't they? And then I spent about an hour and a half of my time the other day making my very first zine. And I did it for y'all. And if it's terrible, please don't tell me, okay? We'll just pretend it's one of the best things you've ever gotten, okay? And would you take, let's see, no, I'm going to take it to them. Let me give you one. And I'm going to get you all your... You're welcome. And yes, it's, so you have to fold it a certain way and put stuff on a certain way, and that's why it took me so long, because my brain was not allowed to go in an order. So you have the front page, and then you open it up, and you've got page 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5, and then 6 and 7, and then we have our values on the back page. So this is Let Love Guide Us. So I want y'all to remember that you can always count on your church family here to be here for you, and to help you when you need guidance. Sometimes you can help them when they need guidance, because sometimes the younger people have the information that we need. So we'll count on y'all as much as y'all count on us, okay? All right, I want to... that's exactly why I had a problem with this. Yeah, because it just seemed like such a mess. Yeah.
I think I can help. Oh, yeah, I was like...
Oh, thank you, Aislinn. Okay, let's do your blessing for your backpacks, okay? And for whatever else you're carrying. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. May these backpacks and bodies be vessels of kindness, safety, and welcome. Whether you are heading back to school, work, or simply navigating the school of life, know that this community collectively sends positive intentions, love, and support for the year ahead. I hope this school year is great for y'all.
I hope so too.
And this friend year, and this out of school and away from friend year, because we have more than one life.
I think it will be a great friend year, because, I mean, our friend was the one who gave all this stress.
Yes. So that's going to be, I want to see you wear that again here sometime, because I'm secretly envious. If y'all see me show up in something like this, you'll know who influenced me. Okay, let's sing y'all out, all right?
I do have 2. You want to present them?
Our offertory words are by Francis Kozier. As a self-funded congregation, we do always need money, but we also need volunteers and social justice advocates and friendly smiles and diversity. So if you are unable to donate, you are still always welcome here. No questions asked. Each of us contributes to our congregation just by being here, by bringing your joy and your struggles, your questions, and your faith. We share a portion of the cash offerings that are collected each week with a charitable or nonprofit group. Our Share the Plate recipient for July, August, and September is Eastside Community Resources, previously known as Eastside Ministries, who provides food, clothing, and other essential items to our neighbors in need. For your convenience, you will find a QR code for making contributions on the back of the order of service. And now will the ushers please come forward.
I will be done soon. 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 I will be done with the troubles of the world. The troubles of the world. The troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world. Going home to live with God.
Oh my. I love having the front row seat here, and so that I can see their faces up close as they're singing, and there's so much joy. And thank you so much, Josh and Misha and choir, for the time and love y'all put into this. It's appreciated. Our reading today is a prayer. Holy One, give me the grace to be mindful today of your constant loving presence. Give me the wisdom to listen for the voice of reason, truth, and kindness. Open my heart to the divine in everything, the beauty and light in everyone, even those who do not see it. Remind me that everyone I meet is struggling. Help me to see with clear eyes, without judging or reacting. Help me to be patient with weakness and forgiving of myself and others. Nudge me to learn from every mistake, to be courageous in the face of fear, to seize every chance to show love. Ever-present love, keep me mindful this day of your mysterious grace, your goodness and mercy that shadow me all my days and through the night. At this time in our service, we pause to honor and give time and attention to those things most important to us. We gather here for healing and for peace in our hearts and in the world, and honor our time together with the shared stories and news from the congregation. Each week, there's a journal outside the entrance to the sanctuary where you can write a message of memory or hope. We honor these messages by lighting these 3 candles next to our chalice. Also, at any time during our service, you are welcome to come forward and light a candle in the meditation center here next to the chancel. Today, from our Book of Memory and Hope, okay, the first one is from the leadership team of Crossroads Young Adult Committee. Crossroads is excited with their formation into a formal church committee. The purpose of Crossroads Committee is for all people's young adults to encourage the spiritual growth, build authentic community, serve the church and surrounding community, and create opportunities to connect through fellowship, worship, discipleship, outreach, and service. The mission of our committee is we strive to cultivate a vibrant, inclusive community where young adults are encouraged to explore life's big questions, from lasting friendships, practicing compassion, and inspiring positive change in our congregation and wider world. There are many amazing events in the works to serve our surrounding communities. We cannot wait to see what the future holds for us and the church. Love, the leadership team of Crossroads Young Adult Committee. Thank you so much for putting that in the book, Ivy. This is not signed, but it says looking for job after layoff, worried about money, home maintenance, the future. I'd like for that person and anyone else who's looking for a job to come see me after service. If you have a job that might be helpful to one of our members, please come see me so that I can pass that on to others. Let's position ourselves into a state of relaxed sitting. You may close your eyes, you may open your eyes, but let's definitely sit up kind of straight and with our feet on the floor. Beloved, enter the pilgrimage of stillness. Seek only what cannot be taken from you. Release what is already not yours. Hold on to what will not let you go. Give yourself where there is no return. Vanish continually to behold what eternally appears. Perish and become who you already are. Let us pause for a few moments of quiet meditation to hold and uplift the sorrows and celebrations, both spoken and unspoken among us. And then Misha will lift our hearts with music. Thank you, Misha. I had to check my phone to make sure that I didn't leave it on so that it would be like going off while we're having service. And I guess I did one thing right this morning, so we're all good. Until it goes off, and then we'll find out if I really did it right. I find it interesting that Christian churches are studying the book of Mark this morning, since I'm talking about inviting people to join us at the table. Chapter 2, verses 13 through 17 talks about how the prophet Jesus invited the tax collectors and people on the margins of society to dinner at Levi's house, and how the wealthy and powerful negatively reacted to that, mostly because they didn't get invited. There's another story along the same lines in the book of Luke. Chapter 14, verses 7 through 24 tells a very detailed story, and that's mostly because Luke was very long-winded, but also because he felt that details were important. And he's right. How are we to know exactly who was included when it is said that everyone is invited to the table? Luke specifically states who we should and should not invite to the party. And while my inner critic is chastising Luke for being exclusionary, I get what he's saying. Don't invite your friends, relatives, or the wealthy and powerful, because they will invite you in return. And that's not what bringing people to the table is about. He says we should be inviting the marginalized, the physically challenged, the poor. You get the idea. And he says we will be repaid with a changed world. Hinduism tells us that caring for the marginalized is grounded in spiritual concepts of selfless service and the recognition of the divine within all beings. And while their scripture grapples with the concept of historical social stratification, like the caste system, its ideals simultaneously promote universal well-being and compassion. Basically the same message as Mark and Luke. Buddhism and Islam take welcome and inclusion of the marginalized pretty seriously too. And Judaism considers it a core value. And so do atheists and humanists and pagans. Lisa Presley wrote this for the New Leaders series presented at the Mid-America UUA conference in 2020. Radically welcoming of various diversities, including neurodiversity, leaders understand that what they might want may not be what others want. And they are open to learning and understanding how the world is different for other people. They understand, too, that those who have been historically marginalized have places in our congregations, and our congregations need to expand their understanding of who is welcome in order to open wide the doors to those who find value in Unitarian Universalism. What does it mean to be radically welcoming? When folks who have never heard about UUism find their way into our congregations, for many it's a sudden, I'm home feeling. And that's often accompanied by the question, why didn't anyone tell me about UUism before? Being radically welcoming means that we understand that we are a great religious fit for many people, and that we're not just willing to let in those who are like us, but we find ways to make sure that we welcome all people fully. That means folks don't have to hide parts of themselves. Whether they are heterosexual, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, they are welcome here. Whether their skin color is the same as others in the congregation or not, they are welcome here. Whatever their politics, whatever their specific theology, as long as they feel at home with our principles, they are welcome. And so on, with all the differences we can name. Radical welcoming extends beyond simply letting folks in the door. It also means that the congregation is willing to be changed by those who come in. In the hymn, Bring Many Names, number 23, in our Singing the Living Tradition, words by Brian Wren, there is a verse about God, young, growing God, eager still to know, willing to be changed by what you've started, quick to be delighted, singing as you go, hail and Hosanna, young, growing God. That verse captures for me what it means to be radically welcoming, that we are willing to be changed by what we've started, the congregation. That we're excited about the possibilities in front of us and welcoming of change. It means opening up the doors not only of our sanctuaries and meeting rooms, but also the doors of our leadership, faith development, and cultural expectations. We're willing and delighted to bring new people into leadership and encouraging of their revisioning and revising the way things are done around here. You never hear, but we've never done that before, or that's not how we do that here. Instead, we say, gosh, we've never thought of it like that before. I wonder how that would work. We welcome the ideas, the thoughts, the possibilities that others bring. And it means we understand we don't all see the world the same way, that our brains function differently. And so we try to make all things accessible. Whether that's our classrooms or our worship spaces, we provide a welcome. We try to use a universal design mentality where we create programs and processes and policies that allow everyone access. Like curb cuts that were initially designed for people with mobility limitations and are now used by everyone. That's the mindset we should use when we are designing anything in our congregation. Radical hospitality is when we say, all are welcome. And we do that without restrictions. Sure, there's behavior that's not appropriate. Anything that harms the vulnerable and not so vulnerable amongst us needs to be curbed. And that is actually part of radical hospitality because it says we value people enough to keep you all safe by limiting destructive behavior. But beyond that, you are welcome not just to be like us, but to help us change to be more open and like you, whoever that may be. In San Francisco, the first LGBTQ riot in American history broke out at Compton's Cafeteria at the corner of Taylor and Turk in the Tenderloin. Compton's was a 24-hour diner known as a place where trans women and drag queens would often gather in public. But they weren't always welcome. The staff would often call the police to arrest the people there for female impersonation, which was a crime at the time. One night, things went too far. Police came to arrest a woman, and she fought back and threw some coffee. The diner erupted. A riot broke out. Women, drag queens, cops, dishes, sugar shakers, high heels, windows broken, and police cars damaged. Protests continued for days as people fought for the dignity of all people who called that diner home. All the folks at Compton's cafeteria, they all knew that they were loved by their communities, no matter what. But they wanted to be fully accepted and welcomed for who they were. They knew that there is something deep within each of us, something divine, that whispers our worth and reminds us that we deserve to feel it, see it, and hear it out loud. Now, I know for me growing up, I didn't hear the words, "I love you," much. It was implied, but not spoken. I heard it at church occasionally, though more indirectly. Fewer "I love yous" and more "God loves you." But it was there. And I think that that's really where it ended, though. Not a lot of "I love you" at school, and not many among friends. Reverend Sam Lundquist tells about when that changed for him. He says, "It really wasn't until my first job out of college that I began to hear 'I love you' on an everyday basis. It just so happened that my first job, I was surrounded by a lot of queer people, and that's working in entertainment in Los Angeles for you. And this was years before I was out. Almost every time folks would depart for the day and head home, I'd hear someone say, 'Love you, bye.' Or my absolute favorite version, 'Love you, mean it.' And no sarcasm, they really did. To this day, when I am with my queer friends, that I hear 'I love you' the most often. At parties, at dinners, in texts, on phone calls, they end more often than not with 'I love you.' And I still smile when I hear it. I think that's because queer people know how much it matters, how profoundly powerful it is to hear 'I love you,' and know that people mean it. Laurie, Jane, Julie, and I heard that last year at Pride Shabbat. Those words so often simplified down into God is love. God is love. I love you. You are welcome here. Come sit at this table. God is love. That is a completely true statement. But these words are much more than that. The long ago writer was painting this beautiful picture of the flow of love. These words from last year have stayed with me. They are from the Asher Yatzar, The One Who Forms, by Rabbi Elliot Kukla. Blessed are you, source of all life and form, who implanted within us the ability to shape and reshape ourselves, molding, changing, transitioning, and adorning our bodies so that the fullness of our many genders, the abundance of our desire, and the diversity of our souls can be revealed. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who has made me your partner in daily completing the task of my own formation. Love begins beyond us, somewhere no one can touch, a light no one can extinguish. It is eternal, it is unending, it is divine. It is. That same love is here, deep inside us, because we were all created and birthed by that love. No one can ever take it away. And we can return to it again and again and again whenever we need it. We bring that love to life as we love others. It happens when we say it and when we share it with our words and with our lives. That is life's task, to be in that flow of love, to live in that flow of love, attuned to the love beyond us, within us, and extend it around us. But sometimes that flow gets severed. For queer people, people of color, differently abled people, young people, that is especially the case. For many marginalized people from over the ages, stories have been told and statements made that sever that very fundamental part of ourselves, that part of ourselves that desires to love and be loved, to include and be included, to be offered a seat at the table and feel worthy. We need to welcome people who have been told that they don't love right, or that they can't lead, or they aren't stable, or they're unlovable, or that they are cut off from that big, eternal, beyond love. Families can say that. Churches can say that. Culture can say that. We can even say that to ourselves. It is a cut with a deep and existential pain. Harvey Milk reminded us, if you are not personally free to be yourself in the most important of all human activities, the expression of love, then life itself loses its meaning. Our task as human beings is to live a life of love with all of the gifts, identities, journeys, and expressions that creation has given us. To live lives that say yes to the beautiful diversity of the human family. That is more important now than ever before in a world that is filled with tension and division and hate and contempt. But in a world that wants to sever us from one another, we must remember that there is a love beyond and within us that continues to call out to us. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I love those people preparing coffee and snacks and lunch in Coleman Hall. And I even love me, as hard as that is to say some days. The more we share it, the more we live it, the more we become it. This world can't help but become anything else but beautiful. It might not always feel like it, and people might tell you different, but never forget that you have a lot of power in this world. And that power is to tell people, come sit with me. Invite as many people as you can, as often as you can, with your words, with your actions, with your life. Tell them you love them and remind them that they are loved. And remember, that's true for every single person on this beautiful earth, no matter who they are, where they come from, no matter what. Friends, never forget that you are loved and valued fiercely and forever. Our tables are meant to grow. When we dream of building a bigger table, we'll find that our tables become our churches. Will you rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing hymn, number 305, De Coloris? Yes.
We'll be singing the Spanish verse first.
Oh.
Extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, nor the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Yesterday, we invited a group from the organization DREAM to come in to teach us about harm reduction. And it was very enlightening. I know that we had several of our members that showed up, and I want to thank them for being there. We learned a lot, and we want to invite them back at some point. You will not be disappointed by the things that you learn about how to show love in the way of caring for people through harm reduction. So I just want to give a shout out for that, because we're bringing them back, because you need to know this stuff. Go forth with a commitment to radical hospitality, equity, and belonging. Carry with you the grace to tear down dividing walls, welcome the marginalized, and celebrate human diversity as a sacred gift. Set a table with many seats. Please join us for potluck in Coleman Hall.